It's the road home. So, I was looking at Infowars.com today, and this is a continued story from yesterday that I didn't get into. I was off work, so you don't get a road home when John's off work, oddly enough. So, the Department of Homeland Security has ordered paper targets that have graphics of pregnant women, 5-year-old boys, high school age girls, young mothers with small children, grandmas, grandpas, all part of their new demonization campaign to get the police and the military ready to pull triggers on civilians. I forget the name of the program. It's like No More Hesitation or something like that. It's out of control at this point. You know, I mean, it's just openly telling people, anybody with any informed perspective, that yes, we're targeting you. Yes, we are going to be pulling triggers on you. Comply, or die. And it's like, oh wow. And you know, I'm not kidding you. Over the weekend, I talked to my mother-in-law, and you know, she's like, I really, you know, we were talking about gun control and how, you know, I'm a huge supporter of the Second Amendment. They never, you know, she watches the nightly news, so you know, you can tell the brainwashed state, you know, and if you try to tell anybody who's brainwashed that they're being brainwashed by the television, they refuse to believe. They adamantly disagree, almost to the point of violence. However, be that as it may, they're still brainwashed. But, you know, I mean, it's all about, oh, you shouldn't have, you know, high-capacity magazines for hunting, and you know, you shouldn't have high-capacity magazines at all, because that should be in the hands of the military. And it's like, wow. Wow, you have no idea what the Second Amendment is for, do you? So anyway, you know, I get it. She's a good person, and she projects that goodness onto our so-called betters, thinking that they're also good people and only out for our best interest. Well, my argument is this. Historically, that is not true. So, I saw this, and I'm almost afraid to bring that information to her, but my point is this. She said, you know, I told her, look, you know, we're going into a state of civil war. It's going to happen. You know, there's going to be civil unrest. There's going to be people who are going to want to defend whatever it is they've got, whether that be their property, their, you know, their houses, their cars, their kids, you know, their families. People are not going to put up with, you know, a hostile takeover. They're not going to put up with it. And, you know, her argument is, that will never happen. And I was like, man, I don't want to be the one to say, I told you so. So when it does happen, I won't say, I told you so. She said, well, if that does happen, I will come over to your house, and I will use, you know, your semi-automatic to shoot myself in the head, because I don't want to be a witness to that. And I'm like, no, you can come over to my house, and I will protect you from the scum to the best of my ability, but you're not coming over to my house to shoot yourself in the face. When that should happen, just don't. If that's your intent, don't even bother, because that's not going to happen. At any rate, it's a really strange conversation, because you can see that I've been going on about this for some time, and only publicly on my YouTube channel for, you know, the last couple of weeks. But, you know, I've been talking, and I've been talking. I can remember 7 almost 8 years ago, when I first really opened my eyes to the fact that yes, there are FEMA camps, that there are concentration camps, that there are rendition camps, that there are murder camps, that there are health camps, that there are kids camps. There's all these camps and all these things. And, you know, I flipped out. I had totally flipped out. I had no idea it was that far gone already. You know, I always had a suspicion, a sneaky suspicion, that things were really bad, but I didn't know they were that bad even then. And so, you know, I got everybody convinced, hey, okay, we're going to go, you know, hike up into the mountains. We're just going to hide out in the mountains. And that's what we're going to do. And, you know, just totally panic and fear driven to get the hell out of Dodge, go hide in a cave until, you know, until the whole thing passes. And, you know, my perspective on that has changed considerably, but I remember that. And then, you know, a few months later, when, you know, the roundups didn't happen, the people around me, you know, took all their stuff back to Walmart and got their money back because, oh, yeah, John's crazy. You know, no, I'm crazy like a fox. I didn't say it was going to happen that day. I said it was going to happen, and it is going to happen. I just didn't say when. You know, I just didn't say when. I still feel that way. I still think that it's a good idea to get the hell out of the way when the New World Order steamroller comes tooling down your street. But my preparation for execution of that has become a lot more deliberate and constrained, more thoughtful. At any rate, you know, while everybody else was busy, you know, saying, "Oh, it's the kooky guy in the corner who just scares people," and, you know, I was continuing to prepare. And go, "Hey, you know, I'm praying for you, brother. I'm praying for you, brother." So, you know, even now, you know, people go, "Hey, well, how long do you think it'll be till the next, you know, till collapse time?" And I'm like, "Look, man, it's any time from now to 6 months from now." You know. I don't know when. I'm not supposed to know when. I just know that, you know, it's good to be prepared because you know it's coming. You can see things coming far enough down the pipeline, you'll prepare accordingly. So, anyway, there's news headline, you know, new paper targets represent American public. So just keep that in mind.